Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Larry Balon, and I am a system engineer who works for Entuity. The topic for today's Tech Talk is going to be incident integration with OpsGenie. So this is a specific integration with OpsGenie, which is a cloud-based service for managing alerts and escalations. So this integration that I'm going to demonstrate today was performed on our latest version of software, which is Entuity 16.5 patch 02. This integration has not been tested with any other release, although it should work with unpatched versions of 16.5 and most likely will work with 16.0. However, it's only been tested with the latest release. So a quick overview of OpsGenie. So OpsGenie is a cloud-based service that allows IT organizations to centralize event management. It basically allows events from multiple sources, one of those being Entuity. Other sources can be other systems that are monitoring other aspects of a customer's IT infrastructure. All these alerts come into a central place, the OpsGenie service offering, and then different actions can be performed on the alerts as they come in. OpsGenie allows for the customization of alerting so that only relevant groups get alerts, get specific alerts. And they're very flexible in the fact that alerts can be in the form of email, they can be in the form of SMS messages, or in addition to that, they also will send out automatic robotic calls to specific phone numbers if the alerts haven't been acknowledged after a certain period of time. OpsGenie allows for the creation of escalation policies so that escalations of critical problems occur automatically and go to the correct escalated parties as time goes by on an unresolved issue. OpsGenie also has publicly available integration documentation on their website that allows virtually any third-party application to integrate into their service. A quick overview of how Entuity integrates with OpsGenie. The integration with OpsGenie is via a Groovy script that connects via OpsGenie's API. This Groovy script was written by Entuity, and it leverages an API connection. The API connection itself uses JSON, so everything is JSON formatted. And basically, from the Entuity server side, there's a Groovy script that's configured as an EMS action. And then this EMS action is called using an event management system incident trigger. There are several prerequisites for the integration. One is that the Entuity server must have a connection to the internet because OpsGenie is a cloud-based service, so the server has to be allowed to get to opsgenie.com, which is their domain. You'll need a valid account with OpsGenie, and you'll also need the unique API that's associated with your account. And then you'll need the Groovy script from Entuity as well. There is a written application note that documents how this integration works, how to configure it, and it also contains the Groovy script that Entuity wrote. That documentation will be made available in electronic format after today's Tech Talk is over. So without further ado, we're going to go on to the demonstration of the integration. And with that, I'm going to share out my screen and we'll begin. So right now, I'm sharing out the Entuity web UI, and I've already logged into the system, and I'm at the event administration page, which is where we'll begin in a minute. I also have a tab opened to OpsGenie, and I've opened it up, and the default is the landing page is for the alerts. And you can see right now on my account there are no open alerts currently. So just a couple of quick things about the UI. Let me go into my profile. So the profile for each individual user has a notification tab, and I will bring that tab up. So I have contact methods configured for email. So if an alert comes in that's part of the policy and I'm part of the network group, that alert will be emailed to me. In addition to that, the alert will be also texted to me via cell phone, and then there's also the option to basically go and have an automated calling application call out to my cell phone. And the rules, and these are all default rules. I haven't changed anything. The rules are as soon as a new event comes into OpsGenie that matches the policy, I'm going to get notified via SMS immediately, and I'm going to get notified via email immediately. If I don't perform any actions on those alerts via the OpsGenie console, then within 5 minutes, I'm going to receive a phone call as well. The other thing that you need to be aware of is in the Integrations tab here, when I pull that down, you'll see that there's a default API that uses a REST API, which is HTTPS over JSON. If I click the gear icon here, this is where you'll see the unique API key. So in order to integrate using their API, you have to take a copy of the API key because that's going to be required as part of the EMS action. So you just need to copy and paste that into an application like Notepad, and then we'll copy and paste that onto the Entuity server when we create the actual incident forwarding trigger. So that's it for that. I'm going to go back and leave the alerts console open, and then we'll get to work on configuring the integration on the Entuity server. So we'll go back to the Entuity web UI, and again, what we're going to do is we're going to create a new action. So that's the Action tab right here. So bring up the Action tab. There are already several pre-programmed actions, and what we're going to do is we're going to add a new one. So we're going to basically call this action Send to OpsGenie. And for the description, I'm going to keep that the same. The next thing you need to do is you need to add a parameter, okay? And so we're going to add that. And the parameter is going to be called API key. And the description is the unique OpsGenie API key. And the default value, we're going to put in 2 sets of double quotes. Because later on, when we actually do the EMS action, that's when we'll put the key in there. And once that's done, then my action step, I'm going to add an action step, and the action step or the action type is going to be Groovy script. And I'm going to take my Groovy script right here, and basically I'm going to select all of that, and I'm going to copy it, and I'll come back to the window here, and I'm going to paste all of that directly in here. I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to click OK again to save it, and you'll see in the upper right-hand corner it says this project has unsaved changes. Okay, so we actually have to deploy the project in order to make this action available to us. So we will deploy the project, and I'll just save this as the description as add OpsGenie action. I'll click OK. This project will get deployed. And now that it's deployed, it's live, and then we can go on to the second step, which is the in the Incidents tab here. I'm going to create a trigger. So I'm going to the bottom of the web page here. I'm going to edit the global trigger, and I'm going to add it. And we're going to call this forward to OpsGenie as the trigger name. And for the description, we're going to say forward incidents to OpsGenie. For our transition, we're going to use any change. For the condition, I am going to set a condition. You don't necessarily have to set any condition, but I'm just going to, in case you want to go back later and only send specific events, then it's best to set up a condition now. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a quick view membership test. And I will I'll forward incidents from the 1066.100 subnet. I'll click OK. And then for my action step, I'm just going to add my action. And you'll see now that I've deployed that project, one of my named actions is send to OpsGenie. So all I need to do here is I need to set the parameter for the API key. I've got my notepad over here that's opened. I've got my OpsGenie key right here, and I'm just going to copy this, come back to the web UI, and I click the Set button. I have to select the parameter first, and I'm going to click Set. Leave the quotes in there, and make sure that the app key shows between the double quotes. Once we're done, click OK, click OK again, click OK, and one more time. And now that the project has been saved, again, the project needs to be deployed. So what we'll do that is we'll call this project Enable Incident Forwarding. To OpsGenie. I'm going to deploy that. Once the project is deployed, then we need to wait for new events to come in. I'm going to go to the event screen, and I'm going to go to the screen here for 1066.100 subnet, because this is the subnet that is going to be utilized as the source for forwarding events to OpsGenie. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a device that has some traffic on it. I'm going to force an event. So let me go to the Explorer. Okay, so this has some traffic on it, inbound and outbound traffic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this threshold and drop it. This is a very easy way to test and force events. I'm going to artificially lower the threshold for utilization. So for port high outbound utilization, I'm going to drop this to 10%. And I'm going to do the same thing for the inbound utilization. And then we may have to wait for up to 5 minutes. It depends on where the Entuity server is within its 5-minute polling cycle for this particular port. So I'm going to go back to the subnet, View, and I'm going to bring up the Events tab. And we're just going to sit here and wait for the event to come in. We've just received an event. Actually, we received two. You heard my phone go off. That's indicating that an SMS message has been sent. But let's double check. So what we're going to do here, and there'll be several now that there's been a flurry of events coming in. If I go to the OpsGenie console, you'll see these events are now all looking open. You heard my phone go off. And you'll see if I bring up, I'm just going to bring up a screenshot of my phone. Which you'll see here on my phone, if I bring up my SMS messages, and I have an Android phone, you'll see the specific timestamps for alert notifications, the specific alert. There's a short message format that utilizes this. And it will display just enough information about the alert. If you need additional information, it's pretty slick. There are hyperlinks that go directly into OpsGenie so that you can look at the events directly from your phone. So now it's done. We'll also go back to the web UI. I'm going to actually launch my mail client to make sure that I'm getting the events via email as well. So we verified that the events are being received by SMS. We verified that the events are showing up on the Entuity console, and we've also verified that the events also show up on the OpsGenie console. So I've just logged into my email box, and it's updating now, and we should see those events. And there we go. So you can see here we've had a flurry of events directly from OpsGenie. So everything's working, and when the event closes, we'll also get a notification that the event itself has closed. So that's it. I'm going to stop sharing right now, and we'll just quickly wrap up. So just a reminder that Entuity does have a training academy. So all Entuity customers are entitled to have access to this training academy, and we do offer self-guided training. The application note that was written as part of this integration will be made available after today's Tech Talk is complete, and any customers that require this application note can simply email Entuity at techtalks@entuity.com. Thank you, everybody, and have a good day.